Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is a special one for all of you guys out there who feel like you have to have certainty before you get into action. And it is all about the fact that you don't need to have all of the answers to begin, but you do need to begin in order to find all of the answers. And I know that this one sounds really simple and sounds like, yeah, we all get it, but why is it that we get so caught up in having to try and search for this one answer, this one piece of certainty or multiple pieces of certainty in order for us to feel comfortable enough to spring into action and get moving? Instead we stay trapped in our confusion, our anxiety and our lack of action. And what I really want to bring to you, I want to ask you a few questions about this. And I really want to ask you that, what if the pain, the struggle, the challenge that you've been experiencing, it actually has a purpose? Maybe it has a meaning. What if that confusion and that weirdness that you've been experiencing is your transformation taking place? What if you stopped resisting, stopped wishing for things to be perfect, and you actually just surrendered? You just surrendered to the process that you're going through, because so many of us get caught up in thinking that if it's right, it's going to be perfect, and if it's right, it's going to be easy, and we avoid, anything that's painful or challenging, thinking that, well, this isn't the right path, we need to find another answer. And I want to really reiterate to you guys out there that another book, another event or a program or another guru, they're not going to give you the magic answer that you've been waiting for to move forward. Your answers lie within you, and I really want to ask you, what if you believed that everything in life was happening for a reason and a purpose that served you? The good, the bad, the ugly, the pleasurable things, the painful things, all of it. What if all of those things were happening for a reason that we're going to teach you, we're going to give you the opportunities that you need to learn the lessons that you need to learn in order to grow so that you can move forward to that next level of your potential? What if you believed that life was happening for you, not to you, and you stopped getting stuck in that victim mindset that keeps you trapped and keeps you limited and keeps you playing really small in the game of life, that ultimately, you'll never be happy no matter how comfortable you tend to keep yourself? You're never going to find happiness because there's always going to be that part of you that knows you're selling yourself short. And, really what I want you guys to think about is, what if you are, you just trusted that, okay, all right, you're experiencing pain, challenge, whatever it is, confusion, lack of progress, whatever that is in your language. What if you chose to just trust and believe that somewhere in the future you are going to look back on this moment in time and you're going to see how it was totally on your way, not in your way, how it was totally the best thing that could have happened, because without this period in your life, you weren't going to be given the opportunity to learn the lessons that are necessary for you to get to the next level, to determine what it is that you don't want, what you do want, to give you clarity, to give you experience, to give you direction, meaning and purpose and fulfillment in your life. So, there has been many, many times in my life where I have thought that the worst thing that could happen was happening. And upon reflection, once I was out of the other side and I chose to just stick it through and keep taking action, keep getting clarity, no matter how painful, I was able to look back on that experience and see all the good, all the blessing. And when we're in it, it's like the hardest place to be to take in this kind of information, because sometimes we just want our victim to be validated. Sometimes we just want somebody to tell us, yeah, you know what, poor you, poor you must be really struggling. And okay, that's all right for a moment, but then get into action and stop feeling as though you need to gain all the answers and gain all the certainty and clarity before you start taking action and moving in a direction so that you can figure it out, you can figure this journey out. And I really want to, bring the message to you guys to stop resisting and ultimately start trusting. And the biggest message that I really want to bring to you guys is the fact that we all, when we get into this point where we're challenged, there's this new challenge that's been brought into our lives, or we've manifested into our lives, and we don't know, we've never seen it before, or we don't know how to handle it, and we're stuck in this kind of, this emotional experience or this confusion, and we don't know the way forward. And we get into this pattern of seeking guidance outside of ourselves, which I really think is a valuable thing to do. There are people in this world who are ahead of the game from us, who've been through the same challenges, who can reach back and who can, help and guide us and help fast track our success, but not ever at the expense of our own truth and inner wisdom. And this is the pattern that I see so many well-intentioned people, my past self included, and it's a pattern that I have to continually remind myself of. But we get trapped in thinking, oh, if I just get that next book, if I just go to that next event, if I just go to do that next program, if I just find that one guru who finally gives me the answers, then everything will be easy and everything will work itself out, and I won't need to really do much more work. And what I want to tell you guys is that you are the only person who really has all of the answers within you, and you always have exactly what you need right here, right now within you, should you choose to trust in yourself and ask yourself the questions that you are asking outside of yourself. And I know this to be true, and I know that when we don't quite feel as though we have the answer, where we're trying to gain that certainty, what the best process to do is to trust, surrender to the process, trust that everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves you, and it's your job to find the answer, to find the reason, and to just surrender, just have faith and trust and continue on your path, being open, not getting trapped in a victim and locking yourself in a room and just shutting off from the world and having a pity party. Do that for 5 minutes and then take off and then go for it. Have trust in something larger than just yourself and your own ego at play, and be guided by that. And what you will find is that when you get into action, you take action in the face of fear, in the face of, really uncertainty and confusion, and you just take those baby steps forward, that is when you start generating and refueling your inner wisdom with more and more answers that you're constantly seeking, and you will need to know the answers to in that next part of your journey. So I really want you guys to start trusting more. Start opening yourself up to trusting in your own internal wisdom. All those questions that you ask in external sources, you're always asking other people. And I really want you to, in particular, focus on the questions that you ask about things that don't matter so much, just the everyday sort of things where you're trying to gain reassurance in the external world constantly. I want you to start building awareness around when you're doing that, and I want you to start bringing those questions, stopping yourself. Oh, I was about to ask that question. Hang on, let me just think about this. Let me just run this through my internal wisdom, and let's just see what comes about. Let's just, go there first, and then I can go ahead and I can, ask and seek further answers in trusted sources outside of myself. Of course, there's so much value in doing so, but I'm really wanting you to start building that awareness around how many of your decisions and questions and all of it you outsource when you could be building your level of trust within yourself. And there is no greater strength and power than knowing that you can trust within the answers that you seek within yourself. So I'm hoping that this message is really resonating with you and getting you questioning where in your life are you outsourcing so many of the questions that you could be utilizing to build your trust and belief in your internal wisdom, which is ultimately your fuel for reaching your next level of your limitless potential. And I want you to start empowering yourself. Start building a mindfulness practice around asking these questions in these external sources and stopping yourself, and just as a first starting point, running it through your true internal wisdom, not your ego, not your fears, your actual internal wisdom. Surrender to that. Surrender to something larger at play, and then you can go out and gather more information. But You know, don't think that all of the answers lie within somebody else doing the work for you and having the experiences for you and just telling you the answers. You have to start knowing that you always have the answers that you need within you right now. And when you take action in the face of fear, that is when you start to refuel and up level all of the answers that you have generating in your internal wisdom that are going to help you to get to your next level. And before I check in with you guys, as always, I want to just remind you, if you haven't already, to come on over and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, full of amazing human beings who are growing to that next level and want to help you do the same. So definitely click on the link and come and join us over there. And do you guys have any questions or comments or feedback for me today? I would absolutely love to engage with you right here, right now. And let me check in and see who's been able to join. I have got Mahinda Pal and Haru and Star Style and Thomas, you rock, my friend, and Wayan, and wishing you the same there, Mahinda Pal. Thank you so much for your kind words. And Christy and Karem and Andrew and Jeannie and Hassani and Thomas. You're right as always. I'm loving that this is resonating with you, Thomas, and Alok and Daniel and Vinayak and Casey and Mark and Eric is here. I love it. And Chris. Benevolent outlook all day. Love it, love it, love it. And Ramon and Jason's here and Mario. Always love your messages. Oh, I'm so grateful that you're here, Mario, and I'm so grateful that you're finding value here. And Lisa's here and Maria, awesome, and Kaden and Tanya and Alexandria's back. I love it. And Akin and happy Monday to you, Alexandria and Chris. Look like a queen today. Well, thank you. And that's so funny that you say that because I'm working on archetypes today and just analyzing the princess and the queen. It's a bit of a transformation. I love that, Chris. Thanks for being here. And Aliska, this resonates with me so much. Thank you for bringing up this message. Absolutely, Aliska. I'm so grateful that it has met you at a time exactly as you need it. That is so inspiring to me. So I love that, Aliska. Thanks for letting me know. And Theo Neil, good evening. Very powerful, Vanessa. Loving that you're loving this message and you're so welcome. And Mario, how can I practice living in the here and now? Well, the simplest, quickest answer for you is to have a mindfulness practice. I use meditation. Like you guys know, I use the Daily Calm app. I used to use Headspace. They're both free apps. They are both brilliant for starting your journey into meditation. I think I'm up to like day 225 or something in a row, which is like extraordinary for me because I've been trying meditation for a number of years and I've kind of been very stop-start. And that's with the Daily Calm, and it's just 10 minutes a day. You know, I'm a big believer in not overcommitting yourself. I came from a very high expectations, got to do it the best way kind of mentality that didn't allow me to have any traction and stay on path. But when I just took it back a notch, and you guys, you know, I've been talking about taking baby steps, you know, really that is the path forward, and 10 minutes is just really attainable. So I really use that. But also I really believe in breathing, you know, just attaching to the body. You know, through breath is a really great way to just train yourself. Maybe you need to set some reminders for yourself on your phone whilst you're building a mindfulness practice, that maybe every couple of hours or whatever, you know, alarm goes off on your phone and says, you know, be here, be now, just reminding you to maybe take a few deep breaths and just, you know, remind yourself of what your surroundings are and get out of the thinking mind, you know. So it's a process, Mario. There are so many different angles to take. Those are the simplest, easy ones to begin with. And also, I really recommend journaling, you know, having a journaling practice that you check in with yourself each day. Just check in with how you're feeling, what's going on for you. That's a really great way to stay present to the here and now. So I hope that that was valuable to you, Mario. So appreciate you and your questions. And Lucy, beautiful Lucy is here. I love it. And Shabudan, I'm doing great. Hope you are as well. And Nas is here, and Rian and Eric. Yes, definitely. You're absolutely right, Vanessa. Thanks for your words. That always make me feel better. Gratitude. Thanks for you. And as always, Eric, so much gratitude and thanks to you as well, my friend. I appreciate you always showing up, and I so love that you're gaining value here. And Jeannie, it's not always easy to move forward. Absolutely. And you know what? The longer we put off moving forward, the harder it gets. So at some stage, you've just got to wake up and break through. And sometimes we need somebody in our lives to kind of call us out and see that we've been playing the victim for too long. We've been playing too small for too long. Sometimes that's the beautiful gift that we as human beings can give to one another. And I encourage you to do that for the people in your lives, no matter how scary it might be, you know, but that is one of the greatest gifts that we can give one another, absolutely, to spur each other in to action and at some stage recognizing, hey, if I don't start now, it's going to get harder and harder. So I might as well take the action in the here and now and get moving with it. So hope that resonated with you, Jeannie. I absolutely agree that it can be so super difficult to get into action, but at some stage you just got to commit and you just got to do. Simple as that. Or maybe not so simple. Not so easy. Simple, but not easy. And Rashad's here, and Lucy. Oh, so nice to catch you live. Hey, beautiful V, seeking my answers and truly open like never before, learning and growing, stepping up for major growth and transition, leaving behind fear. Boom. I love it, Lucy. And I so love this journey that you're on. It is exciting. It's a challenge, but there's so much to learn and grow from, and I see so much for you stepping into that next level of your potential, Lucy. It's going to be an amazingly freeing and beautiful place to be. So love you sharing your experience here, Lucy. Thank you. And Gabrielle's here. Awesome. And Judy and Alonia. And Gabrielle, great message. Empower yourself. Absolutely. And Mario, I love this message. I'm going to trust in the universe and just believe in myself. Absolutely, Mario. And from that place, we're more energized to get into action. You know, we've got to have trust, we've got to have faith, but then we've got to utilize the energy that frees up for us, and we've got to put it into action and go for it without having to know all of the answers. That keeps us so limited and so stuck and so small. So I so love that you're on that journey, Mario, and always appreciate you sharing your experience here. And Filippo and George, yes, inner wisdom provides you answers to everyday challenges. Beautifully put, George, absolutely. And Powell, loving that you're loving the content. And Rashad, so good of you to be here. And Bob and Mario, join the inner circle and love it. Wonderful community, and we love having you a part of it, Mario. You are a superstar, and I love that you're utilizing the power of, you know, really being surrounded by phenomenal people who are there to support and challenge you to that next level. So I love that, Mario. Thanks for sharing. And Kaden, diving in is the best thing I've ever done. I've been an overthinker for most of my life and have decided to take action. My life has never been the same. Absolutely resonate, as always, with your words, Kaden. Absolutely. Some of the best things that have happened in my life have been when I've absolutely just burnt the boats and gone for it without having to know the answers. And I must admit that I'm somebody who I believe that I thrive in uncertainty, and having certainty is kind of traps me. I don't like to be too certain about things, so I might go against the grain to a lot of people who really need the certainty to get moving. But ultimately, when we can just do that and get into action, we send a message to our inner self that says, hey, we don't have the answers, but I trust in you. I trust that you will figure it out. I'm backing you. And there is such a power that comes from, you know, stepping fully into action, even though you don't have all of the answers, trusting in your intuition, what feels right. You know, at the end of the day, we don't regret the things that we, that we take action on. We always regret the things that we got stuck in our overthinking and we never really got to realize or test out, so we never have the answers as to what direction it could have taken us. So I love that, Kaden, and you are so appreciated. And George, grab a hold of your life decisions and embrace your intuition. Totally. I love that. And Tony's here, and Bob, loving that you're finding this good. And Brant's here, and Kenneth and Mike and Ramon. We need to ask questions to ourselves, think about it, make a plan, and take action. Absolutely. Definitely. Always start with trusting your internal wisdom. Just check in with it. Get into a habit of valuing the opinion of your internal wisdom. You've just got to do it, and you've got to go on that journey. You know, for a big section of my life, I didn't even know I had any internal wisdom. I was so hyper-focused on getting the feedback in the external environment in order to determine the course of my life, until it got just way too painful that my body woke me up to it. You know, I couldn't go on any longer down a path that was so unfulfilling and so not in alignment with the truth of who I was, and that's what woke me up. So instead of having to wait to that painful moment, get into the habit of trusting and asking and valuing the opinion of your internal wisdom is a great lesson that I've learned the hard way. And thanks, Ramon and Eric. We have our answers inside ourselves. We just have to accept them and or look for them. Do you agree, Vanessa? Yeah, I really do believe that we always have the answers as to which direction to take within ourselves. Even if we don't fully know what the outcome is going to be, we have an internal and innate wisdom that shows and guides us what feels right to us. That's your intuition, what feels right. Even if you don't have the answers, should I move forward in this direction? You know, that is that kind of internal faith that we gain when we can tap into it, that gets us moving so that we can generate and find more and more of those amazing answers that are unique and individual to us. What my answers are versus what your answers are, they're going to be different, you know, we can't just say, just because I've even had the experience that you're currently going for, that my answers are going to be totally the right ones for you. So you've got to, you know, take the advices and take the information in, gather that, but not at the expense of you checking in with your own internal wisdom and building that trust and faith within the self. That's where the real value and power is. And, you know, great coaches and mentors are going to help you and guide you to tapping into that internal wisdom. They're not going to give you all of the answers. And oftentimes that's what we go. We go and try and seek this person to give us all the answers. And ultimately, the greatest gift that they can give is to teach you how to trust and value and tap into your own internal wisdom, and give you the guidance along the way and their experiences and walking their talk and all of that great stuff. But you know, we've got to get to a place of true empowerment, which is definitely trusting in and checking in with that internal wisdom. Hope that answered your question there, Eric. I appreciate you so much. And Sincera, hi from Mason, I love it. And Diane and Maggie and Phil, awesome. And Alexandria, yes, never lose the core of yourself on your journey, life quest forward. Trust and put yourself out there. Love this. Inspiring ideas about insourcing. Yeah, I love that. This really works. Thank you. You're so welcome, Alexandria. And I always love and appreciate you sharing your inner wisdom with all of us, and absolutely love that this is resonating. And Kaden, yes indeed, boldness in the force of uncertainty. What's the biggest action and reward you've taken that you can think of? Yeah, so for me, it was probably the boldest move that I made was, there's been a few. Probably the boldest one, the first one was the boldest, because it was the first time I actually ever checked in with my internal wisdom and realized that I could give myself permission to do to follow the answers that I found within myself. So I'd never before this point in my life actually question myself. What do I want to do? You know, I always put the power in everybody else, and it wasn't until this moment in my life where I actually realized and was forced into a position of questioning myself and coming up with my own answers. And from that place, realizing the biggest realization that I was on this path for all of the wrong reasons, and it was totally not in alignment with the truth of who I was. And even though I had no idea what it was that I wanted to do, I had such clarity and certainty like I had never before experienced in my life. And from that place, that is where I just took the action to cut off that path that I was on. Remember, despite not knowing what path to take, having kind of a vague idea of what I liked, but just knowing with absolute certainty to my core that I was on the wrong path. And that was ultimately, because I had so much uncertainty ahead of me, I just knew I had to cut off this path. And mind you, I was on this path, right? Becoming a lawyer, and I had it all made for myself, right? So my family are just incredibly generous people. My dad grew up really with nothing, and always felt like he came from a belief of, I will make sure that my children never have to suffer the way that I did. They will always have everything that they need. And as beautiful as that was, it kind of was like this mentality that I was kind of stuck in, and I was kind of selling myself out from, that I made the realization at that point. So at that point, I was getting paid a full-time wage by my family to go to uni and get my degrees. And I had a car bought for me, I had petrol paid for me, I had a phone, I had zero expenses, and I was being given spending money as well. So I pretty much financially, security-wise, all of that, had it absolutely made. And I knew that if I was to make this change off this path, I was going to have that all cut off from me for the very first time in my life, and I'd have to fend for myself as an adult, and not be the kind of princess that I was, And actually, I'm just doing some archetypal work right now, as I mentioned earlier, and this is really bringing this up, and I'm getting so many insights. I can't wait to share so much of this with you guys. But ultimately, that was the biggest reward that I had ever been given, was that level of certainty within myself, that even though I had such uncertainty moving in the direction, I knew I'd be cut off financially. Everything would be taken away from me at that point. My mum even deleted me off Facebook, and that my family didn't speak to me for a while. But I had such certainty, and I really feel like, Hayden, the greatest reward, the greatest gift, the greatest feeling in the world is when you have such conviction and certainty, and you just back yourself despite not having any answers whatsoever. Wow, like, is that just like, just going back to that moment, it was just surreal, and I've had a couple of other moments like that, not to the same degree, but I really value that experience, and I really feel like, from that place, I finally, I wouldn't be speaking to you guys right here, right now, and I wouldn't be operating in the world that I operate in. Like, every day I get to learn and grow and develop myself and connect with beautiful human beings just like yourselves, and get to feel like my life makes a meaningful difference. I get to feel true authenticity and freedom, and that is the reward that comes when you face massive uncertainty and loss and everything, but you choose to value and trust within yourself with such a level of certainty and conviction that nothing can get in your way, not even, the closest people to you disowning you for a period of time. So I hope that answered your question, Kaden. I went off on a bit of a rant there, but I so appreciate your question. Let me know if I can clear anything up for you. And Kaden, you're so appreciated as well. So glad I caught this. Awesome. I always love when you get to catch me live. And Care, thanks for being here, and Ismail and Marcus, and thank you for sharing, Care. I so appreciate when you guys share these messages or any of this content. Anything that you find valuable, I so appreciate you sharing it with others you feel may also find it valuable, and spreading the word and the message. I'm so very, very, very grateful for that. So thank you so much, Care. And Jeremy's here, and Care's from Denver, Colorado, just over the border from me. I'm here in Utah. I love it. And Faisal and Sabri and Jennifer from Cologne. Oh, I've been to Cologne, beautiful part of Germany, and so grateful to be able to listening to your wisdom each night. Yeah, night here and improving my English too. Jennifer, I'm so grateful that you're tuning into these videos, and I'm so grateful that you're finding them valuable and even improving your English. I love it. Hope you're getting a bit of an Aussie accent at the same time. And James is here, and Ian, and Dustin, and Eric. Good. So next Saturday, October 28th, I'll go for it. My intuition will get stronger by the conference from my friend Jean-Pierre Bourdon. Oops. Hang on, I clicked on something funny. And give me a boost for trusting more myself and going forward. Absolutely, Eric, and can't wait for you to share with us all your experience. Can't wait to hear your insights and transformation. It will be awesome, and good luck with it all. And hello to you, Dustin, and Melissa's here. Awesome to see you. And Jackie, not letting fear be the internal voice. The more I step out and trust my inner voice, the more freedom I gain along with courage. Absolutely, Jackie, could not agree more, and I love that you have that wisdom and those insights. And Dan, my favorite dose of sunshine, you're fabulous. Oh, you've just absolutely touched my heart, Dan. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm a dose of sunshine. I like that one. I like it. I love it. And Faisal and Rashid, I believe, Vanessa, you are the new motivator of the world. Wow. I hope that I'm happy that you're so helpful. Rashid, that is just a very humbling and huge compliment, and I am super grateful for you, and I am so grateful that these messages are inspiring to you and that they are adding value to your life. That is absolutely the reason why I do what I do. So I so appreciate your kind words there, and for letting me know. That's so lovely of you. You've made my day. And Jackie from Michigan, I love it. And Kaden, wow. You made the most valuable trade ever, trading someone else's success for your true success story. That's amazing. What a beautiful life journey. Thank you so much, Kaden. And it's still going. Like you guys know, over these last couple of weeks, I've been bringing up some really deep stuff, and just all day today and yesterday I've been diving into some massive insights, and so I love the journey of life. We're always growing, we're always expanding, we're always being challenged. It's never going to go away, and you just have to have that trust and faith that you will work it out along the way. Trust your inner wisdom and knowing over and above external sources, but still value those external sources, just not at the expense of your own truth. And go on that journey of trust and faith that something larger is at play, and ultimately everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves you, even if you can't see it right here, right now, when you're in the challenge and you're in the pain. And thanks so much, Kaden, and Jessica, and Frank, and Nikki, and Dan. Yes, I'm visiting Utah. I will be here until December before I go to Date with Destiny, and then I will head back home to Australia. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. And Frank, missed your live, have to watch the recording. Thanks for all you do. You're so welcome, Frank. I hope you do catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to help and support in any way that I can. Guys, that is it from me today. Hope it got you shifting your perspective. Hope it gave you some empowerment to start that process of building mindfulness around trusting your inner wisdom. And there's so much value. All the answers that you ever need can be found there. So spring into action, have a trust and faith that something larger is at play that is helping guide you towards the lessons that you require, and keep being open-minded, keep learning the lessons. And Tayeb, thanks for joining. Hope you catch the recording. And Dan, you're so welcome. I am sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today, day or night. I hope it's brilliant. I hope you're breaking through. I hope you're having some deep insights and shifts in perspective that are going to empower you to the next level of your limitless potential. And make sure that you definitely come on over and join us in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. Amazing like minds that want to meet you, want to contribute to your life, and a place where you can get the support and the challenge that you require to get to that next level. Sending you guys all of my love, and I will see you guys all tomorrow, hopefully.